I find it absolutely funny that someone with a law license could be this stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lawyer who's attempting to defend Chud the Builder. However, I feel that the guy is pushing a certain narrative that simply would not manifest. So you know what that means? Things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. Now let's listen to the delusion and the disbelief. I know you're going to ask me, oh, how can someone be in disbelief and delusional at the same time? Listen up. I have no clue how to label these people. Let's go.
What's notable, of course, is what's not here. What's not here is any evidence of a racial slur being thrown by Dalton Etherly at Joshua Fox. Not only is there no evidence, there's not even a claim without evidence. I simply do not believe that if the prosecutor had evidence of Dalton throwing racial slurs at Joshua Fox that triggered this violent confrontation, that they would fail to include it in the affidavit. So I have to conclude they don't have such evidence. Now, could that change? Could suddenly a week from now or a month from now that they come up with a cell phone video or a witness that says, yes, I heard Dalton saying, I guess that could happen. And of course, if the facts change, the legal analysis changes. But I simply don't believe the prosecutor has evidence of racial slurs and they left it out. They're not saying it to the media. The same with any evidence that explicitly characterizes Dalton Etherly as the initial physical aggressor here. Not only is there no evidence, everything they cite is completely ambiguous. It's completely consistent with Joshua Fox being the initial aggressor.
Bullshit.
Right? A physical altercation ensued. Like it spontaneously came into existence? They're prosecuting Dalton Etherly and they're unable or unwilling to say he started the fight. So they're not willing or able to say a racial slur was thrown. They're not willing or able to say that Dalton Etherly was the initial aggressor here. They're not actually able or willing to say anything that's inconsistent with lawful self-defense.
These type of people are the reason why America is so messed up right now. They believe in division. Let me tell you why. He is a lawyer, right? He is not representing Dalton Etherly. So right now, he does have a duty to tell the truth about the situation. I could see if he was hired by Dalton Etherly, but he should be an unbiased lawyer right now. But instead, he chose to play into a narrative. The reason why the affidavit does not say anything about what happened verbally, it is because it is not about what happened verbally. It is about what happened physically. Okay? It's about what Chud did to Joshua Fox, not what Chud said to Joshua Fox. It seems to me that this man is mad because what he's looking for in the affidavit is not there. It's not there. See, he cannot push his freedom of speech narrative because this case is not about freedom of speech. Now, in yesterday's video, I played a soundbite that clearly tells us what the affidavit says. And here's what they said.
I'm on set initial bond at $1.25 million.
So we just got a hold of an arrest warrant for Dalton Etherly that reveals new details, including the name of the man that he got into an altercation with and is alleged to have shot, that he's facing this very serious charge of attempted murder. That other man has been identified by Montgomery County officials as Joshua Fox. We also got a narrative here within the affidavit.
Here comes the narrative.
Details into what happened outside of that Montgomery.
Now, I want for you to listen up. This is the same affidavit that the man who's trying to defend Dalton Etherly has to read. Okay, now listen up.
County Courthouse on Wednesday. Officers noted that they watched surveillance video, and in that video, they saw that this started out as a verbal fight, that Etherly turned toward Fox and then reached for his firearm, and then a physical fight ensued. Etherly, according to this affidavit, then shot Fox multiple times. Fox was then airlifted over to Vanderbilt Hospital where he underwent emergency surgery. Now,
so how is it that a lawyer could read the same affidavit and don't come to the same conclusion? How is it? How did this man read a paper with information on it that he refused to read? All right. See, I feel that a lot of these people are terrified for Dalton Eatery, and some of these people are pushing their personal narrative. I mean, seriously, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this for a second. They're trying to make this into a freedom of speech situation, and it is not about that. It is not about what Dalton Eatery told Joshua Fox. It is about Dalton Eatery drawing down on Joshua Fox and Joshua Fox reacting to Dalton Eatery. And by the way, as I told you before, Mr. Fox has a self-defense claim. All right. Not Dalton Eatery. Mr. Fox does. Okay. The guy who was shot while he was minding his own business. The guy who I feel did not start this situation, because even Chud said himself when he came out of the courthouse, the guys pointed and laughed at him and he walked over there. Okay, so in reality, he is the initial aggressor. All right. And I feel like a lot of people realize that, and that is why they're trying to make this situation into something that is not, because they want all of the major politicians to catch on to this case to come to Dalton's defense, and it's not going to happen. Well, I'll say this. I cannot predict that. Maybe the governor will pardon him or something, right? But as of right now, Mr. Dalton Eatery is going to do some time. And if you ask me, is very deserving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it, man. Who wants this guy out on the streets? You're seriously going to advocate for what he does? Hey, if you ask me, sooner or later, this was going to happen. You know what? I thought that this was what Chud wanted. Didn't he say that he was going to catch a body? Didn't he say that he was going to leave that body in the middle of the street and walk away? Didn't he say that he was going to get off? Oh, I thought that he was going to get what he wanted, right? That's what he thought. That no. It does not work that way. No. So in reality, you guys are raining on Dalton's parade. The man have achieved what he wanted. And here it is. You're making it into a negative. Think about that for a second. No. Let Dalton have his fun. You know, this is what he does for a living. This is what he loves to do. Okay. And by the way, let's not act like the situation did not save his life, because sooner or later he was going to be on the opposite end of the lead. All right. Moving like this, taunting people, calling them the N-word. Hey, this thing was never going to end well for Mr. Dalton Eatery. Okay. It was never going to end well. You can talk all the noise you want. The man has gotten himself in hell or high water, right? I mean, he's drowning or burning up right now. And he only has himself to blame. Now, back to the lawyer. If he cannot read on the affidavit that the video shows what happened, then that tells us that this man should not be a lawyer. Right now, he should be showing everybody how good of a lawyer he is, right? Like someone like me, I would never hire this man. Why? Because I can tell he does not know how to do his goddamn job. All right. He don't know it. Because if he did, he would tell his audience the truth. And we won't have all of these people out here acting like a bunch of chimps. You know what I'm saying? Mad because this man is in trouble without realizing that he should be held accountable. And get this, a lot of you don't have to lose sleep over it. You don't. It's not you. It's Dalton. He's the one in the situation. Just like the guy the other day who was thrown out of the court. Man, look, you're going to put your livelihood on the line for someone who lives this reckless? Not me. Not me, man. Look, you better go out there and act right. You cannot be doing those things among society. It is going to get you in trouble. I'm sorry. God damn. It already has. See what I'm saying, Hill? This is uncalled for. I need for everybody to act accordingly. We do not need this in America right now. We need truth. We need facts. We need to get back to being a society who is moving forward. Everything that's going on right now is only regressing us, man. Okay, people are trying to make this out of a race situation when in reality it's not. Yeah, we know what Chud was doing. But in that moment of him shooting Joshua, it was not about race. It was about his actions.